All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son, call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, root and teach well, Wabarakatham, unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit, I want to go into a quick video, edifying on, it's going to be entitled, This Proves, I'm going to say little hat don't fulfill prophecy. And y'all know who those are, the J to the E to the W's, man. All right. And when you filter out the prophecies that was stated what happened whenever the Israelites would be back in the land and what would be going on, the state that they would be in, they don't fulfill any of those things. And it's just a way to prove and to, further build that foundation, understanding, who we are. And I have a couple of little research, which is common history. But I'm just going to be kind of going over it, this basic history right here, and then going into precepts that back it up. All right. Now, first and foremost, we all understand that during the Arab, Israel war, that's when, the state of Israel got set up and everything, which was that's why they say to make the statement 1948ers. You see, this is this strike, the Israel, they won, obviously. It says this strike was crucial element in Israel's victory in the 6-day war. At the war's end, Israel had gained control over the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, including East Jerusalem and Shabbat farms, Golan Heights, and the results of the war affect the geopolitics of the region to this day, right? And that's when this was formulated right here. You see, this is resolution 181, which ultimately was supposed to that's basically what they established, to divide, to so-called ultimately divide the land, part the land pretty much. And it says on November 29th, 1947, the United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 181, which also known as the Partition Resolution, which proposed dividing Palestine into two states, one Arab and one small hat. The resolution placed Jerusalem under internal control and established an economic union. The resolution was a response to the British mandate over Palestine, which lasted since 1922. The Jewish community saw that Palestine, the revolution, as a legal basis for establishing Israel, but the Arab community rejected it. The Palestinians and Arabs, the Arab League opposed the resolution, arguing that it was unfair to the Arabs due to the population balance at the time. The resolution was followed by violence immediately. This is why the war happened. But Israel tried to take over a majority of the land, which they ended up doing. So that's how they got to that. That's how they inherited majority of his land. And that's what the big fight over is over there in the Middle East. But according to prophecy, that wasn't going to be the way that the Israelites would be brought over there. You see, that's what I'm going to be touching on in this video. Because, see, a lot of this portion where this line is, a lot of this portions of, like, basically during that time period, that's when Israel had took over a lot of that. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get it on the map. Okay, Israel. Let me see. Come on, man. Let me get this off here. Get it to where it's do not disturb. Salakia. Here we go. All right. Get this madness off of here. Okay. After 1948. All right. Let me see if this is it right here. So, yeah, this is showing from war to war. Right? And it says this is the UN partition plan, which we just went into earlier. Right? So this is where I was at first. Right here. And then when you look right here, this is when they start having the wars. And then check this out right here. Boom. Right? Post-war. Which is a little bit different now. But ultimately, that's how they got inherited a majority of that land. You see? And there's still a population of them over there. But ultimately they took over, a lot of those different parts of Israel that you see now. All right, now let's go into some precepts that prove that didn't fulfill prophecy. Where am I at? Okay, here we go. Satan be working. All right, this is okay, not this one. Let's go here. Now this is one of the prophecies in Isaiah on what would happen whenever the Israelites will be brought into the Holy Land. Okay, it clicked on the wrong precept. Okay, Isaiah 2, right? This is Isaiah chapter 2, and I'm going to read from the top. It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, talking about all the nation of Israel. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. You see? And that's because when the Lord sets up the righteous kingdom, you see, all nations are going to have no choice but to subject themselves in order to, they're going to become ultimately, after that 1,000-year period of slavery and bondage of us beating righteousness into them, they're going to become a vassal state eventually. But ultimately our power is going to be unmatched, but they're going to become like some side nations. And they're gonna be following the ways of righteousness unto us. And we're gonna be established above, because when it goes to mountains, that's talking about like governments. You see? And so that's what the nation of Israel is gonna be above all the other governments. You see? And it says, verse 3, this is more getting to the point. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up unto the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from Jerusalem. Right? So that means that whenever the Israelites will be in power, which they proclaim was really a lot of those little hats there, it's just they proclaim to be the southern kingdom. But the scriptures say when we go into the Holy Land, it's going to be all the tribes of Israel. And not only that, they're not pushing forth the law over there. They still have all types of Fruit Loop and abominable activities going on over there. You see? But they're supposed to be fulfilling this prophecy right here. You see, this right here proves that they didn't fulfill that, which henceforth mean that they're not the Lord's true people. Now, could the Lord's people be amongst them? Yes. But they didn't fulfill this, because like they'll a lot of them their president, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to get flagged on the video. That guy right there, he said that killing the so-called Arabs is him basically he trying to call them Amalek and trying to utilize the scriptures to say his cause, but really they're not even going by the scriptures when you look into how it's being governed over there in Israel. So it's really hypocritical. They ain't really keeping the law over there. And not only just that, the scriptures speak on, us seeking Yahweh Shai to deliver us, being gathered by him, the elect of the Israelites. It doesn't speak on, because like a lot of them, they're Old Testy only. So that means that that redeeming, the redemption that's all spoken about in the Old Testament, that's supposed to happen through the Messiah, through Yahweh Shai. A lot of them don't even believe in the Messiah, believe on Yahweh Shai. You see, which another indicator that shows that they're not really the true people fulfilling the prophecies, man. All right, but continuing on, this is verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. You don't see them getting on people for being Fruit Loops. You don't see them getting on to them about unclean foods. Niggas eating anything over there. You see? It's all types of hypocrisy. But the reason why it's hypocrisy is because they're acting and framing as being the true people when they're not. Because if they were, they would be fulfilling these prophecies that the Bible speaks of. All right, Isaiah 2 and 4, it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords in the plowshares and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation, this is the key point, shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn any war anymore. Now, that when this conquest of the Lord's kingdom is happening, all these nations are going to be brought into subjection and order. It's not going to be no more fighting for this land or we're trying to take over this. No, it's going to be order when the Lord sets up the kingdom. So when you look into the land now, what are you seeing now? All this stuff happening in the Gaza Strip and the Red Sea. The Iranians is trying to attack Israel. You have Ukraine and Russia, all this war everywhere. You see? But if they were fulfilling these prophecies like it's speaking about, when the Lord sets up his kingdom, his dominion, it's not going to be no more war. Right? So that proves that they are not fulfilling this right here. There's war everywhere. China, Taiwan, Russia and Ukraine. You have these various Iranian groups, the Houthis and all these things of that sort. You see, that's all proven that they're not fulfilling this, man. But when the Lord sets up his kingdom, his people, it's not going to be no more of this stuff happening anymore. That's going to be done away with, the thing of the past, right? It says, verse 5, O ye house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of Yahweh Shai, right? So that's the point on that. Let's get another one, man. So that they didn't fulfill this. There's still war happening in the land. And then nations aren't trying to be like Israel. They're looking at Israel as enemies, especially for what's happening amongst those Arabs over there. People are looking at them as an enemy. But it says when the nation of Israel gets in power, they're gonna look at us as being like ultimately like the saviors. Like ultimately they're gonna look at us as like we're the way to go. They're gonna try and mimic and be like us, which they're not doing that to the nation Israel. Israel is like despised right now. Let's get a precept on that. This is Micah 4, and I'm going to start from the top. But in the last days, what's the last days? When Yahweh Shai will come on the scene. The time when the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up on this earth. It says that the mountain of Yahweh Shai shall be established in the top of the mountains. And it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow into it. They're going to bow down and worship and be in subjection. How the hell is everybody in subjection and you have those Arabs trying to take over get that land back? You see, that's not people flowing into it. Verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Shai and to the house of Yahweh Shai of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of Yahweh Shai from Jerusalem. And are they pushing the laws over there? No. Because guess what? If they were, then guess what? All those judgments that the Bible speaks of for enchanters and witchcraft and things of that sort, they will be fulfilling that. They will be doing those judgments, and they're not doing it because they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And why is that? Because they're not the people. They're not fulfilling these prophecies. This is verse 3. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords and the plowshares and their spears and the pruning hooks. So all these nations that are fighting, their war weapons are going to be turned into weapons of servitude. You see? They're going to be serving, turned into servants. But this isn't coming to pass right now because they're not the people. It says, and nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. It's not going to be no more war. It's not going to be no need for war because it's going to be established on who's ruling. Right? Let's go here. This is Ezekiel chapter 36, and I'm going to start at verse 22. All right, therefore say unto the house of Israel, all of the Israelites, man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake. Right? He's talking about why he's going to deliver us and give us, establish a new covenant to where we're going to be able to be righteous forever via through Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. He's not doing it because of us. He's doing it because of his name's sake, the promises he made to our forefathers. Right? It says, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether you went. And we've done all types of profanity, things outside of, ultimately the temple. So outside of this really is word, this truth, man. We followed all types of idolatrous ways and we went off and followed these other nations, man. But what does it say? Verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name, right? Which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them and in the heathen, It says, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, when I shall be sanctified in you before them, before their eyes, man. You see, and the Lord is gonna bring his power via through the judgments and the deliverance. He's gonna bring himself back into the earth through his people. The works that he does for his people, like he did in ancient Egypt, he's gonna do it in this modern Egypt, which is America. Right? But this is going into how the deliverance was gonna happen, man. Right? It says, verse 24, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and I will bring you into your own land. The Lord is going to gather us. It's not going to be us going over there trying to make partitions and then having a fight and do war. No, Yahweh Shai is going to come in and bring us into the land. The Messiah, who they don't believe in, a lot of them. Verse 25, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. All of the Israelites are going to be righteous eventually. Why? Let's read it. Verse 26, a new heart also will I give you, and put a new spirit within you, and will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and will give you a heart of flesh. You see? So it's talking about that new body. The new covenant is going to be the Lord's people, starting with the elect, the chosen, the remnant, those that remain, that keep the faith. They're going to be given new bodies that don't go off and that don't sin. And then through the loins of those that are the elect, the rest of the Israelites are going to come back righteous. You see? But these small hats, they not fulfilling this, man. You see? Because they're not the people at the end of the day. Now, can there be some amongst them? Yes. Is there? Of course it is. But the whole moral of this video is they're not fulfilling these prophecies, man. They didn't fulfill it. Because they try and make it seem as if they fulfilled these, and they didn't, man. It's the exact opposite. Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. So we're going to be fully righteous. You see? Verse 28, it says, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. And it's talking about all of the tribes. You see? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Naphtali, Issachar, Gad, Reuben, Simeon. It names those tribes when you go into Revelation, the 7th chapter. Well, when you go into the land right now, they're only going to talk about, and they don't even say it right. You see? But they just say Judah and Benjamin. And sometimes they'll say some of them are Levites. But really, when the scriptures speak about that deliverance, it's talking about all of the tribes, not just some of them. When the Lord set us in our own land, he's going to gather all of his tribes, all of the sons of Jacob. And because all of the sons of Jacob were promised those promises, man. You see, the Israelites are the sons of Jacob. You see, and that's who those promises was made for. I want to get this last one right here. Because this is just a little basic video going into how, a little quick, simple, back to basics, man. Showing some prophecies that the small hats don't fulfill because they proclaim that they fulfilled these end time prophecies to be the people in the land. You see, but they're not fulfilling these. This is how the Lord said it was going to play out, and they didn't fulfill it. This is Jeremiah 17, and I'm going to start at verse 14. And not only that, what captivity did they get delivered from? They just established themselves in other lands, and they kind of started they started going around and then figuring out ways to take over other lands. You see, these Edomites. The Lord then didn't gather them together. The Lord didn't come and subject all these other nations. They did that themselves, so they're not fulfilling the prophecies that the scriptures speak of. They're fulfilling the other prophecies, like Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. Right? Let's read on. This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai liveth, that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So it's not going to be the ancient, what we know as the Exodus, the time of Exodus. When the Lord did all the plagues to the Egyptians in the time of Moses. You see, and he brought the deliverances for his people. It's no longer going to be spoken about no more. It's going to be speaking about the new deliverance from this new Egypt, which is New Egypt, or the land of the north that it's going to go into. It's talking about Babylon, the Great America, North America. North America is that land where the northern and southern kingdom will be brought into captivity again. Let's get that real quick. This is Jeremiah 50, and I'm going to get verse 33. All right. It says, Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus said Yahweh Bashem Shai of hosts. And this is talking about current Babylon, because the ancient Babylonian Empire only had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi inside of it. The southern kingdom in captivity, not the southern and northern kingdom. So this chapter, when it's talking about Babylon, this is talking about current Babylon. You see, it's not talking about the ancient Babylonian Empire in Jeremiah 50. Right? Let's continue on. It says, this Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. And it reads, thus said Yahweh Bashem Shai of hosts, the children of Israel, which the northern kingdom got called the kingdom of Israel, and the southern kingdom was the kingdom of Judah. Back in H time when the split happened. It says the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. And it's talking about in the land of Babylon. You see? Let's get verse 34. Their Redeemer is strong. Yeah, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashem Shai of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. Judge for us, man. It says that he may give them rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. You see? He's going to deliver the northern and southern kingdom from this modern Egypt, from daughter of Babylon, which is America. You see? And that's when we're going to go into the Holy Land. So now let's get this. Jeremiah 16 and 15. But Yahweh Bashem Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the North America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. So all these various captivities, you see, because when you look into the true Israelites who fulfill those prophecies, you see, our people got scattered everywhere. You see, but it's prophesied that they're going to return by way of the word going out, and then Yahweh Shai is going to come and deliver them. That's how we're going to get delivered. Not by the way the small hats got over there. Right? It says, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave into their fathers. You see? So the little hats did not fulfill any of these prophecies, man. You see? But it's being fulfilled now through the true Israel, man. The true Israelites. You see, which make up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and then you have Israelite foreigners mingled amongst these different nations. So there's Israelites that look like all types of nations, man. But guess what? The way you'll be able to tell is because they'll have the spirit of Israelite, and then they'll be galvanized by this word. This word will resonate with their spirit. They'll be able to get this word. Because if somebody's not an Israelite, they can't receive this word, man. But that's how we're going to be gathered together, and then eventually we're going to go through. It's going to be Jacob's trouble, great tribulation. You know, like the mark of the beast being established, the MOTB, which is the micro C-hip. You see, that technology is going to get pushed out, and we're going to get tested with it. They're going to have World War III going on, famines, pestilences, plagues, and those who keep the faith, you know, and continue in his word until the end. That's who's going to inherit the kingdom the first go-round. That's who's going to be delivered, those that keep the faith. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You see? And then when the Messiah, when he changes them, they're going to go on that conquest with the Messiah to subject all these nations into righteousness, which that didn't get fulfilled by the little hats, right? But anyways, the point of this video, Lord willing, it was edifying. I like to end it off by saying, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, room teach well. Till next time, come Shalom.